as a woman because a lot is happening now. A lot is happening in marriage. A lot is happening in relationship. One important thing you should do for yourself in that relationship or marriage is to expect the worst from people. Yes, expect the worst from people because somebody can just decide to change at any time. Somebody can just wake up and decide to be so mean. Somebody that was so sweet to you. Somebody that was so dear, like you look at him and saw love. Suddenly it goes cold because of a mere distraction, maybe from a street girl or from a compound person. I would say, as a wife or as a main chick, you should guide yourself. A lot is happening. Women that build with their wives, and now once the money comes, they start misbehaving. They start behaving as if you were not that same woman they were dying for, or they were looking at, or they were, I don't know why. A lot is happening, and I have this to tell you. The end time is here. And I think God sometimes just allows things to happen because of our action. Once we go into marriage, we forget about a lot. We forget about God. Yes. And God is a jealous God. You start worshiping your husband more than the way you worship God. You no longer take your midnight prayers for serious. You no longer go to the house of God and do the things you do for Him. You no longer go out there to work for God. Maybe you were an evangelizer, how do you call it, evangelism member. You were a secretary in the church. You write minutes for God because whatever you do for God that you're not taking money is a service, and God uses that service to protect you against anything. You no longer go to God. Maybe you are this type that was a work. Maybe you used to sweep for God. And this is what God has been using to protect you in your single days. You used to be maybe a co, you contribute in different things. You were one of the executive members for God. But immediately you marry, bam, it's like say, it's like you were telling God, let me be doing this on any day you reward me for this work I'm doing. That is what it looks like. You no longer continue in this service. A lot is happening to you, wives, because you are not doing what you used to do for God. You used to do for God. You used to be a very strong member in the church. And maybe, unfortunately, you have met one unbeliever that has really succeeded in taking you out from the presence of God. I will say, retrieve back your steps. Retrieve back your steps. You don't even know whether God is angry with you. See, it is better you take your vows and stand for God. Because before anything will happen, God will go front and fight that battle for you. Yes, you don't have to carry it on your head or whatever. Just maintain your own lane. That little things that you do for God. Once you get married, you even have to do it more for the family protection. You don't have, yes, I know a lot of responsibilities will call you, know, but try to partake. It is better you partake. Maybe if you will not be there, you tell them, oh, please, oh, I've sent my money to this. Please use this money to, do one or two for me. Than leaving the church. You just make yourself Sunday, Sunday, whatever. When there is a vacuum for you to fill in for God, but no, you are not Mrs. And even when you come to the church, you want to show people that you are now a married woman. You be misbehaving anyhow. See, God will just be looking at you like this. He will be looking at you. Then, when the devil in the man start to wake up, he start seeing you as after one, after two. He start seeing you as if you are nothing. If you are for God, before anything arise in your marriage, you will know, and you start praying. Then you now tell God, for the sake that I have not left your service, for the sake that I'm still there for you as your child. I never took marriage as number one. Before marriage, I am still taking you, my God, as number one in everything. Some of you made the mistake of taking marriage as number one before God. And this is why you miss it. This is where you miss the point. Once you enter into marriage without God, my sister, a lot will happen. You will see the other side. I know there are some people who say, and leave this talk. Some of us don't pray tire. You pray without work. It's not everything that is prayer. Sometimes you can sit down like this when you are filled with the Holy Ghost. God tell you, go and do this. Maybe carry one of your shoes, give for somebody. It's for a reason. And you see that doing this thing, carry your clothes, give to somebody that does not have. Carry this thing, do this, do that. The Holy Spirit will send you and He will direct you. And when you do it, you see that there will be a change. Let us not forget God when you enter marriage. Even me that I'm talking, I used to pray that God, do not let me forget you. Do not let me forget the service I have rendered in your presence. I know, yes, marriage comes with a lot of responsibilities, but that little impact that I've been creating in my singlehood, may I not abandon it because of man, because I want to run and come and do this for my husband, I want to do this for my husband, I want to do this for the children, and then I forget about it. Let me not be running to you when there is problem. May I always be in your presence. Because one that holds God like this, if you hold God, you will fall. But when you are closer to God and God uses his hand to hold you to his heart, nothing will touch you. There are some people that still enjoy their marriage. I am telling you, there are still people that enjoy their marriage to the fullest. I'm not talking about the ones that are doing juju to hold a man off. If you see core Christians, their marriage shakes, but it never reached to that point of the man throwing the woman things outside. Because God says, in this pleasure that He have chosen, whatsoever that comes out of it, He will take it. So in anything you are doing, try and share God. Try once to be in the presence of God. Put all your troubles and worries before Him. Because God has said. That's why you see sometimes something you'll be wondering, why is it that when you leave marriage, you leave when you are single or you leave marriage, you see the person glowing, you see the person looking so beautiful than when she was inside the marriage. It's because all the focus, you cannot serve man. See, when you are for God, your husband will know that you are enough, you are more than enough. He won't even see when you are not doing enough because God will always cover it for you. God would always be there for you. So I here I'm telling you that in anything you are doing, make sure you put God first. Make sure you make God your number one. Even in the relationship, because there are sometimes we see disappointment. You will know that because you are so precious to God, God don't want you to just enter into any kind of relationship that will later cut you off from Him. So He will protect you. Something will come up that the two of you will just part. It takes a spiritual person to understand this. But if you are not spiritually minded, you will not understand. So do not feel bad. Now that you see things are happening like this, God is in control. And when is the right time, He will definitely shock you. Sometimes He gives us those people that we don't really want, but later you will understand that it is the Lord's doing. And when it is the Lord's doing, it is marvelous. You that you are still in that marriage, and you know you have not been active. You have not been active in the presence of God. Hold on to God because the days are evil. These are the days that spirit wakes up to manipulate your husbands. A very nice and wonderful husband you met, looking so good and whatever, wonderful. He will now turn to a beast. Some fight themselves before you know it. Some even go as length as killing themselves. This is manipulation. Ask God because we didn't ask God. We keep choosing for ourselves and we think that is the best thing to do. We didn't ask God. What you didn't ask God and you are looking for it by fire by force, when it comes, whatsoever that comes with it, you take it in peace. Some of you took what does not belong to you. Some married wrongly because they didn't hear from God. So many of you are with wrong spouses. Like that man was not meant for you. You just want to choke your head and enter. And later you will not have peace. Because what is not yours does not give you peace. From the beginning. I am telling you. Even the pastor said it. He said, if a man or a woman is not yours, like it's not who God has directed to be in your life, sorry, you're not going to have peace with that person. Either there will not be pregnancy, or if children comes, one thing or the other keep happening problem from day one. I have seen a man that married 4 months, the woman left. 3 months, the woman left. Some even a week, some 2 weeks. I've seen a marriage that they spent 9 million to do, and after 1 week, the marriage dissolved till today without apologies because we don't listen to God. We feel we can just wake up and do whatever we need to do, forgetting where we come from. Once it's of God, you will see it's peaceful, everything going well. Even if the man will do mistake, he will always come back asking him for forgiveness, retrieving his steps. He will be God conscious. He will have this God consciousness in him. I said there are still people that married and still enjoy their marriage. That is why I see some people, some men married wrongly too. That's why you see that after marrying that person now that is wrong, you see that they cannot sit down in the house. They are busy jumping from one woman to another because they are not satisfied with what they get in the house. Maybe they married out of pressure or out of pity. That is one thing you shouldn't do, marrying out of pity. It is better you part in a painful way when the marriage has not involved than going on doing the marriage and then later it will still you will not be called a divorcee. You should be guided. And in all that we do, make sure you put God first, and God will lead you. Shalom. See you when I see you again on my next video. If you want us to do videos like this, more of this, please comment on the comment section. And if you've never liked my channel, this is the time for you to like the channel. Please subscribe to my channel and then share this video so that more people can reach out to more people. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe so that in case I drop another video like this, you will be the first to be notified. Thank you. See you again.